Are you planning on moving to Missoula, Montana, but you're a little bit worried you're going to be bored while you're here? Well, you're in the right place, because in today's video, we're going to be talking about all the things to do in Missoula and the surrounding areas, and just all sorts of demographics. Families with kids, family with no kids, families with young kids, family with older kids, seniors, college, right out of college, young professionals. We'll be covering all of it. So let's get after it right now. All right, my name is Diana Filkins. I am a realtor serving the beautiful Missoula, Montana and the surrounding areas. And I am in Hamilton today, and I just left the Ravalli County Fairgrounds, which is right behind me. Let's talk about what there is to do around here, because I got that question just this past week from some folks that were thinking about moving here, and maybe I haven't covered it in some of my other videos, so I'm going to. Now, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out, and it helps me grow my channel and reach the right people. So if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button, like, share, do all the things. Can I go? No, I cannot. I'm going to take a right up here, and we're going to drive through Hamilton and then into Corvallis, Victor, Stevensville. I will take a stop in Stevensville because I need to go to the supermarket there. So yeah, I'm in Hamilton, and I actually just went to a kids consignment. Now, they have this consignment about twice a year, I want to say. It's called My Kids Closet. It's a big consignment where you can sell clothes and buy clothes. It's like a big thrift shop, and it happens twice a year, and it's really nice. It's here in Ravalli County, down in Hamilton. Now, in Missoula, you have the exact same thing. It's called the 406 consignment, and I want to say that one happens like 2 to 3 times a year, and they usually do it up at the Missoula Fairgrounds. So, just some ways to save money when it comes to kids, because kids grow so fast out of their clothes. So what's there to do? So this morning, you can see my sweatshirt, it says Grizz. We went to the homecoming parade for University of Montana, the Grizz, and it was such an awesome parade. There are bands and horses and throwing candy and dancing, and it was just a blast. I would say it's probably the biggest parade that Missoula has. Now, I have gone to some of the other parades. I would say there's about 4 parades per year in Missoula, and they suck. They just suck. But it's like all local, so they're really short. Like one time we were 5 minutes late, and then the parade was another 5 minutes and it was over. So they suck. They just do. But this Grizz homecoming parade did not suck. It was really fun. Kids had a blast. So something that you can do. Now, let's say you don't have kids. Then you could go to the Grizz game. And we don't have an NFL team here. And that kind of sucks, because I grew up in Washington, D.C., and we have the Redskins, which are now the Commanders, but it's really hard to get that new name into my head. But it kind of stinks because we don't have an NFL team. But you know what? The University of Montana, their football games are equally as fun. Now, they're not equally as cheap. Well, they are equally as expensive. Let's just put it that way. The Grizz tickets are expensive. I was looking at some today, nosebleed seats, for like $60-something. Now, I have small kids who can't sit through a 3 to 4 hour game, so it doesn't make sense for me, but it might make sense for you. So you can tailgate, and not go to the game. You can go watch it at a bar if that's your scene. There's rooftop bars and regular indoor bars, or you can go to like a cocktail, like restaurant type, where they just serve like signature cocktails or craft cocktails as they're called nowadays. Or you could go to the game. Those are really fun things to do. So that's what's happening right now in fall in the Missoula area. Now, we don't have football, but I did drive by the university, and there was a soccer game going on for the university, and I wasn't able to stop, but that's something that I wrote down, and I want to make sure that I go to a soccer game, because my kids are really into soccer nowadays. So if you're into sports, or if your family is into sports, while we don't have an NFL team, we don't have a hockey team, like UM is pretty good. It's on the to-do list to go and watch them play. We don't have a baseball team, like a MBL, Major League MLB. There it is. Words and letters are hard sometimes. We don't have an MLB team. Coming from Washington, D.C., we have the Nationals. We're pretty good. They're okay, and the games are fun. We don't have that here. But what we do have the Paddleheads, which is a minor league baseball team, and their games are fun. Now, pro tip, on Sundays, children under 12 are free. So, just saying, if you have young kids, go on a Sunday, because if they're kaput by halfway through the game, you don't feel bad about losing any money. Then in the summertime, we have an outdoor pool, and it's pretty fun. There's like a lazy river. There's 2 large pools. Now, if you have a baby, one of the pools is like gradual entry. So that's really nice. And then they have like these like water fountain thingies and that shoot the water out, and those are pretty fun for little kids. And then for like middle school age kids, they have these at the pool. It's like these little log things made out of plastic, of course, and then they hold onto this rope and try and walk across. Those middle schoolers think that's kind of fun. And then the lazy river is always fun. And they do have, I want to say, 2 or 3 slides, like the tube slides, that they go pretty high up, and you sit in the little inner tube and slide your butt down. So that's fun to do in the summertime. That does cost, but if you're looking for a free option, there are a ton of splash pads in and around Missoula that are open from Labor Day is in September. Memorial Day is in May. So Memorial to Labor Day, right in that summertime. And they turn on, like, I don't know, 10 in the morning, and you have to like push the button to make sure that you're there, and then it all sprinkles out. It's pretty fun. So that's a free option for you. Now, we do have a couple movie theaters in Missoula in particular. There's one on the south end of Missoula, right by the mall, right by Shields. There's one right there. It's an AMC, I believe. And then there is another one across the street from Target on the north end of Missoula. And then we have the Roxy. It's more of a small, local, old-timery theater. They show older movies at reduced prices, and they make their own popcorn, and they serve it in like stainless steel bowls. It's pretty fun. Oh, the AMC by the mall serves food and alcohol, so that one's pretty cool. So yeah, you can go to the movies. Lots of breweries. There's a winery up here on the left-hand side. I don't want to put it on blast, but it was pretty gross. A ton of breweries around here, so if that's something that you're interested in, craft beer, then you're definitely in the right place. If you like craft cocktails, definitely some really good spots. In Missoula, Plonk is really good. What's that other one? I think it's called the Grotto. It's pretty fun. Pause. So up here on the left-hand side, it's called the Field of Screams. So basically like an outdoor haunted house type of thing, and they do it every year. I've never been because that's not my jam, but if that's your jam, then that is an option for you. Now, since we are close to Halloween, people, kids, they trick or treat just like normal. They start around 5 or 6 p.m. and they go until, I don't know, 7, 8 p.m. So everything normal there. I would definitely check out the Missoula Library. It is really fun for all ages. They have a floor dedicated to children, which is nice because if you don't have kids or trying to get away from kids for a little while, don't go to the second floor because that's where they all are and they're all screaming. They have like a little baby section too where all the kids or all the toys are baby toys. And so that's nice. And then they have like a teenager section with all their like chapter books and stuff. And then they have like some exploration like rooms where they have like science experiments and crafts. And they have a library employee there just talking and sharing and doing an experiment with the kids. So it's pretty cool. And it's for free, which is great in my book. What else is there to do around here? Now, I got a question about concerts and music. Now, coming from Washington, D.C., we had the Verizon Center, and it's not called the Verizon Center anymore. It's called the Capital One Arena. Maybe they changed their name. I have no idea. It's right in the heart of downtown D.C. But we don't have that here. We don't have like a big concert venue like that, except the Kettle House. It is up in Bonner. It is gorgeous. It really is gorgeous. And so it's seating, and then you have like a stage, and then like just imagine like beautiful mountain and a river in the background. It's beautiful. Now we don't have like super big name artists. Like you're not gonna see like Taylor Swift or anything, because she's not gonna come to Missoula, Montana. However, you got some other, not as big stars, but you got some, I think some decent people that come through. And it's fun. It's fun. There's a brewery right next to it. So you can go have a beer beforehand. They usually have a food truck as well. So if you're hungry, you can eat that and then go to the concert. So there's that. What else? And of course, if I'm missing anything, please leave it down in the comments below, or maybe I just didn't cover it. So I want to make sure I put in as many things as possible. Now, because we are in fall time, I do want to talk about more like fall activities. So we have a ton of pumpkin patches that you can go to and pick your own pumpkins, and like hay rides and like all the things, all the fall things, and take super cute matching family photos if you choose. So there's just a bunch of those. If you're into apple picking, we have that. I mean, you can just choose whatever fruit and vegetable, and you can go pick it somewhere around here, and it's fabulous. What else? Oh, there is the Missoula Butterfly and Bug place. It's right by the Missoula Fairgrounds. That place is pretty sweet. It is costly per ticket. I want to say it's like $12 for adults and maybe $10 something for kids. So not the cheapest outing, but I think it's worth it. Every once in a while, I think it is worth it. So we are in Victor right now. Now, if you've seen my video about Victor, Montana, woo, the locals gave me hell. They gave me hell. One, because I didn't mention that steakhouse back there, Cowboy something. That's because I've never been to it. So, but I've heard it's very good. It's on the to-do list. But the locals ripped me a new one about Victor. I stand by what I said. There ain't shit to do in Victor. good people, great place to live, nice and quiet, ain't shit to do. Anywho, this is Victor, Montana. What else? What else is there to do? So if smoking marijuana is your jam, we've got a ton of dispensaries. I did a whole video on marijuana in Montana, so go check that one out. So that one, yeah, we got a lot of dispensaries around here. What else? If your kids or you are into animals, now we don't have a zoo here, which is fine. There are some close by. I think the closest one is, I did look it up at some point, 3 hours away, I think. But that's okay, because, I mean, I guess it's hard to capture in a video, but there were some horses back there. There's a goat farm along this road, and it's really sweet because they have like little baby goats, and they have a ton of them, like 30 plus. So that's really sweet. And then, like you see horses and cows and goats and ducks, and I mean, you name it, farm animals, we got it. So you can look at them. There is a farm up in Missoula. Oh, it's called Turner Farm, and you can go there and pet their animals, which is kind of nice. They have sheep and pigs and alpacas or llamas. I don't know the difference. One has a hump and one doesn't, so it's one of those. I know about real estate. I don't know everything there is about farm animals. I'm still a city girl at heart that just loves the Montana lifestyle. What else? What else do we have around here? If you're into like cars, I know there's like a Porsche club where everybody, I think it's really sweet, where everybody just has their Porsche and they like all come together and like look at each other's cars. They like all drive together. It's sweet, I suppose. And then, in the summertime, we have a ton of summer camps for the kiddos, if that's what you're into. We have an indoor pool in Missoula called Currents. It's pretty fun, and it's like the same as the outdoor pool, but like indoor. So like they have the gradual entry, they have the splashy things, they have some like little kid slides. They have the big slides for the bigger kids, and then they have some lap swing, if that is your thing. So, there's that. Now, let's talk about some of the outdoor activities that you can do. So, some of my most favorite things to do with my kids or my family is we like to go to the river and play in the sand, in the rocks, or just sit and have a beer, like it's BYOB. So that's kind of nice. That's a free activity as well. What else? You can go for hikes. We got lots and lots and lots of options. Now, it's kind of hard to capture, but if you can see right there on the left-hand side, there's a trail. Now, it goes from Hamilton all the way to Missoula, which is 50 miles. And it's a paved trail, which is super awesome because you see all sorts of things. Bikes, the ones that like a normal looking bike, but then like ones that you sit and then pedal. You see those? What did I see some other lady do the other day? Oh, it was like land skiing. What's that called? Like long distance skiing, but she had like the ski things on her feet, and then had wheels underneath of it. It was fascinating to me. So there's that. And then you see like people riding their bikes and then like trailing their kids behind them with those, like where their kids sit in it. That's pretty popular. You see people like exercising, just walking their dogs, pushing their strollers, just taking a walk. Kind of cool. What else is there to do around here? I got the question, are you bored? No. it is what you make it here, I've learned. So if you are an introvert and you like to stay home, that's super. That is me. I am you. I get it. I like to stay home. I like to just cozy up and watch a good movie while it's snowing outside with my wood-burning stove and listening to a real estate podcast, most likely. I love that. But I also like going out and doing things. So I like both things. So we have cross-country skiing. That's what God, words are hard. So we have the tubing, skiing, snowboarding, all the winter sports, you name it, we've got it. And now let's talk about some of the like water sports. So we have fly fishing, great places to go fly fishing, regular fishing, boat fishing, we've got that too. You can drive up to Flathead Lake, which is from Missoula. Missoula, I would say it's less than 2 hours. Hour and a half, 2 hours to get up to Flathead Lake. It also depends on where you go in Flathead Lake. But you can like go boat fishing, which is pretty fun. Lots of places to hunt around here. Now, not necessarily like fun things to do. This is Stevensville, Montana. Is if you have a wood burning stove, you can go cut your own wood, which I highly suggest that you do. I think you pay $5 and you can cut all the wood you want, but the caveat is the wood has to be already, like the tree trunk has to be already fallen, like you can't cut down a tree, if that makes sense. What else is there to do? Coffee, you like coffee? There's plenty of that. Oh, restaurants. So I have like mentioned it in one of my other videos. Wow, I'm going to the supermarket. That I wouldn't say Missoula or the surrounding areas has diverse food options. Like you're not gonna get authentic Ethiopian food or you know what I mean. It's more American steaks, lots of steaks around here. Oh, I wonder why. Let's find a good place to park. So I'm at the supermarket. It's called Super One. Not my favorite supermarket, but it'll do. I just need to pick up a couple things, but we can stop here. I can finish this. What was I talking about? I remember now. Golly. So I wouldn't say it's very diverse, but it's enough to try different places and like get a good culinary experience. So if you send me an email, text, or give me a call, I'd be happy to share a list of my favorite restaurants in the area, because I have a good list and I'm really proud of the places that I've gone to and will happily recommend them because their food is phenomenal. So good. And the last thing I'll say about Missoula and the surrounding areas is I came from a major city. I came from Washington, D.C., where we had everything in terms of entertainment. And I can honestly say I'm not missing out on anything by living here. I feel like there are some super amazing alternatives that are equally or if not better here. And I really stand by that. I don't think I'm missing anything. And if I really truly am missing something, then hop on the airplane, which is on the north end of Missoula. So from Stevensville, it's about 45 minutes from where I am sitting currently. But I could hop on the airplane and get to Salt Lake City super quick, or Denver, or Minneapolis, or Spokane. You can drive, 3 hours and get to Spokane, where you could go to like big major concerts. So if you can't find it here, there are options to get you close to where you can find whatever you are looking for. So I hope that helps. I'm not bored. I hope you're not bored once you move here. Let me know if I missed anything. I'm sure I did, because I only covered not that much. Camping, did I even talk about camping? Camping galore, you can do that. Everybody and their mother has an RV around here, or a truck camper, or some kind of like kayak, boat, float thing. People are all about that around here. So you're not going to be bored, but you also, in the same breath, you have to get outside. You have to make an effort to go and do things. And I think that's the case for any city, right? So let me know if you have any questions. Hit the subscribe, like, share, and until next time, take care.